Hi everybody, it's Becca here from Sketchcat Art. I am just redoing an intro to my video because I was rambling on too much at the beginning, just before I opened the box of all my art supplies. So this is an art haul video and a chit chat video. I do talk way more than I thought I would in this video, so if you stick around to the end, thank you. So just for context, I placed an order with an art supply store that's located 2 hours away from me. I am located in the province of New Brunswick in Canada. And this art store is probably like the only good art store that has decent art supplies in it, for like professional grade, I guess you could say. And I had participated to a painting contest that they were having to celebrate their 30-year anniversary. And because I had already been down to that area 3 times in the span of a month and a half, I really didn't feel like going back. So, long story short, I emailed them and I said, if I place an online order, can you send me back my watercolor through with my order? Because I had listed my painting as not for sale. And I'm really proud of this painting, and you will see it in the following segment of this video. But I wanted it back because I want to be able to frame it, because I'm really proud of having submitted a piece of artwork in a contest, just because I'm not a professional artist. I do all the art I do for me, but I am working on developing some skills into eventually taking commissions for some artworks. I know I have the ability to create really nice stuff, so I so I'm working on that. So let's just jump right into it. So my video is gonna start with all my stuff on the table. The box was too big to do an unboxing, so I just removed everything out of the box and put it on the table, and then I start to do some chit chat, and there's some swatching, and then we'll just go from there. And have a good day and enjoy. And if you stay to the end, thank you. And if you don't want to stay to the end, that's fine. Just don't forget to subscribe and give a like, just to give my channel a bit of a boost. I'll see you next time. Bye. All right, so here I am. So this is why the box was so big. I ordered a Kansan 14 by 11 mixed media book. Um, I wanted like really big paper. Really, in my head when I ordered this, then I realized that I got it even bigger. I thought I was getting something that was more like this size. And then after I placed my order, and I'm like, no, wait, that's 11 by 14. That's way bigger than the sketchbook that I already have. But I'm like, you know what? Doesn't matter, because literally the paper is just going to be pulled out most of the time and cut down to the size that I want as a mixed media paper. I bought this for playing in it with paints, pretty much anything. If I want to stick like watercolors or whatever. So that's why I got this, just to play around with them. I got Granulating Watercolor by Gunzai Tambi, and these are going to be really fun to give a try. I'm pretty sure it was like a specific colors. Oh, here it is. It says that it's Aurora Red, Aurora Pink, Aurora Orange, Aurora Blue, Aurora Violet. That's in this set. And I really liked the image that it was showing. I'm assuming this is what's here on the box, but I could be wrong. I've never used granulating watercolors before, so I figured since I'm going to make an order, and like, I mean, they weren't really that expensive for 30 bucks. This is Canadian dollars. I thought, well, I'm probably going to order a bunch of stuff to meet their $125 limit anyways, so let's just go ahead and order that. Before I open this is my watercolor from the contest that I had made. I was just so proud of making this and participating to an artistic type of contest like this. It's not something I've ever really done in like throwing myself out there. And really, by doing so, I think I'm just kind of validating that I am an artist, even though I don't really do this professionally. So I really enjoyed the paper that they gave us. It's very textured. Even though I'm not a big fan of the super textured paper, this is a handmade paper. It's made by a company in Quebec. Um, I can't remember the brand though, but it's really soft, and it was really great paper to work on. And because I was so happy and proud of myself to have submitted this piece of artwork for a contest, I decided to list it as not for sale because I wanted it back, sent back to me, just because I want to frame it and just to keep it as a reminder that, you did this, participated in a contest, even though I didn't win. To me, that was a win just to do something like that, because before, the type of person I was before, it would be more like really shy and like kind of like, oh, like really not confident in myself that like I could participate into something like that. So I was really happy I did it. Even though he didn't win, he's still pretty cute though, right? So next on my order is this stuff. And I mean, can we tell already what's in here? So I ordered more of the luminance pencils because there's just colors that weren't in that 20 set that I really wanted. And if I can get through this. Okay, let me just open this and I'll be right back. All right, that was pretty instant for you guys, but so I got a violet gray. Number 93. I got Bleu de Nîmes 135. I almost said that number in French. Sepia 407. Payne's Gray 508. Purplish Red 350. This is definitely a color, like I was missing bright colors I find in the set of 20. I think this is Moss Green 225. I got a Violet 120. Again, this is like a dark purple. That was a color that was kind of missing in that 20 set that I really wanted. And a Crevison Aubergine. So I will add these to my swatch book, as well as the granulating watercolors. And so I got two new Neocolor 2s. And I'm going to be precious about these in a sense that I'm not going to break these in half. I honestly, after like ordering all of these, and I submitted my order and I only had these two, I was like, oh, maybe I should have ordered less of the pencils and more of the Neo colors. It's my dream of just having the 84 set. I really want the 84 set. When I looked online on their website, they did not have the box of 84, and I was not going to buy the box of 84 immediately. I think I got the set of 30 online a while back, and I just decided like, oh well, I'm just gonna snap them in half and have like kind of like a kit that I can grab and go, and a kit to leave in my here in my studio. So the colors that I bought extra was ruby red and aubergine. And yeah, so I felt like I was missing a really nice red and a nice little like deep purple. I find the purples that I have from the set of 30 like they're a little bit brighter, which is nothing wrong with that, but I like this one. And then I got these silver and gold extra fine. Is it the extra fine? It's a bullet shape, 0.7 millimeters. So this is just to like create like maybe intricate lines into mixed media. What's the word I'm looking for? Abstract work and stuff like that. So that's why I got these. So yeah, so that's all I ordered is this massive mixed media sketchbook, luminance pencils, the Posca markers, the Neocolors, and the granulating watercolors. So I will just be right back. It'll be quite instant for you, and I'm just going to set up and zoom in on my swatching book. All right, so I turned my swatching sketchbook. It's a pocket sketchbook by Karen Dash and Art Creations, and I turned it to my Neocolor page. I kind of wish I would have set this up the same way I've set up my luminance pencil page, where I've created a spot for the exact amount of pencils that I could get. I kind of regret I didn't do this. So once I fill this bottom row, I have something here already. So I'll have to start a new section of Neocolor 2 swatches, but that's okay. It won't be that big of an issue. So this is nice and dark. Do like that. And aubergine. Really love a dark purple. So I've got my watercolor brush, water brush here, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing that I did on the other swatches and have a little section here that's wet. And again, this side. Maybe a little bit too much water, but it's all right. All right, so on to the luminance pencils. All right, so here is my pages for the luminance pencils in my swatching book. And I noticed a second ago I wrote everything down ahead of time, and I just noticed that the $5.99 aubergine, the word is crimson. Apparently I can't read, but it's so hard to make out. I don't know, it's just the way the light was hitting there that it looked like a V, not an M. So I probably butchered that the first time I said it. I know I did. So now I'm going to swatch these. I wrote them in ahead of time. So just to show you, like, I have another page of blank lines for the luminance pencil as I collect them. Who's to say I may not collect the whole set? I'm more interested in wanting the full set of Neocolors because I really love playing with watercolor. And I think just because technically, no, they're not similar to watercolor, but they kind of have that watercolor feel to them just because you can water them down and change the look of them. So yeah, so let's get to swatching these. So this one is the Sepia 407. And then the Payne's Gray. I wasn't sure if there'd be a big difference between the dark indigo and this one, but there is quite a difference. It might not appear on the camera that there is, but I should have swapped those two colors, but the sepia looked a bit darker than this, but so there is a grayish bluish tone to this more than the dark indigo. And the dark indigo, I find there's not like a big difference between it and the black. There's a faint blue tint to it. I know a lot of artists that love the dark indigo versus using the black. So the kit came with the black, the dark indigo I had bought. So this is like the 20 set here. This one you can't see because it's the white, but yeah. And I wanted a gray that wasn't the slate gray. So this is kind of like a graphite look. It's very shiny. Um, in my the first part of this video, I noticed that when I was recording, I didn't have my light on. I had to turn it on a minute ago. I had to also step away because our power company came by to swap out our meters to these new smart meters, whatever that means. I had to book an appointment for them to come because I'm a dog groomer full time, working from home. So when you could either book an appointment or just let them show up, and I was like, you know what, I'll just let them show up because like they were basically just saying like, oh, it's only going to be like 30 seconds, maybe 2 minutes of no power. But then the technician that came that day as like a walk-in show up, he's like, oh, well, if there's an issue, it could be up to 2 hours of no power. And I was like, well, I can't do 2 hours of no power being a dog groomer because I can't risk having a dog in the tub full of shampoo and I can't rinse it for 2 hours. So I have a set schedule and I want to keep to my schedule. So I booked the next available date. So I had to reschedule my afternoon appointments for today for this to get done. They were just here and it did in fact only had 30 seconds of power outage. The guy's already gone. But that just means I get the rest of the afternoon off. And I have another day of those appointments that have been rescheduled, and where those appointments got rescheduled, and I have a lot of dogs to do that day. But anyways, now, so from here to here are my new colors. I love this gray violet. I have a gray violet and another set of color pencils. It's a super cheap brand from Amazon. Cheap-ish, I guess. Is it this one? I'm trying to find it here for you guys so that I can show you. I think it is. It's not called Gray Violet by the looks of it. I thought it was, but maybe I just imagined it. But it's the brand is Color. I think it's just supposed to be color, but spelled differently, I guess. It's this warm gray, and this one might be a little bit more brown. Like this, if I compare like this, oops, I might have, like this one might be more warm compared to like this one might be a little bit cooler, but they're quite similar, and I really liked that color, so I was like, oh, I'd like to get that color similar to what the Luminance has. So that's the Crimson Aubergine, the Moss Green, Bleu de Nîmes, Violet, and Purplish Red. We can just say that is a dark pink. There's just certain color names that I'm like, who made up these names? Like, it's the weirdest thing ever. If anybody agrees with me that the purple Neo color too is purple, it's pink. Okay, let's be honest, it's pink. So those are the swatches for this. Now I'm just gonna set up some pages for the Gansai Tambi granulating watercolors and swatch them very quickly in this video, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the spaces. I guess I'll have to go here, here, and here for those three. So I have the spaces set up. I'm just going to use my water brush. I just hope it works. Where is my spray bottle? That is something I should have grabbed first. Oh, there it is. I'm just gonna spray. All right. Now I am doing this swatch on the Art Creations paper, so it's probably not gonna look that great, but I have a piece of watercolor paper here somewhere, a really good one. I'm just going to look for that right now, just so that it was there. I had to hide these watercolors from one of my dogs. She developed this obsession because she could see that they were animals on them. It all started with this bag of cat food that I bought, and there's a picture of a cat on it. And I ended up, she was reacting to the bag, like making these weird noises. And I was like, what are you doing? And then it occurred to me that she was reacting that there was a cat. I think in her head she thought it was a real cat. So it was the funniest thing ever. I wonder, I'm quite zoomed in. Let me try to zoom out. I'm sitting down, so I have to see. Okay, let's try it like this. So this is an Arches 100% cotton paper. It's a piece that I had pre-cut to do another practice of pet portraiture in the style that I'd like to do them in. Quick little interlude here with voiceover Becca. Here's a cute picture of my dog that I was just talking about that was obsessing over the picture of a cat on a bag of cat food. So I realized that I didn't finish my funny story. So I had these watercolors of cat and dog portraits that I did as a practice run, and she was completely like obsessing over stuff on my desk. I couldn't figure out what it was. And then she kept eyeing and smelling the air where in the direction of where these watercolors were on my desk. Because I had to like put her on my lap to like figure out like what do you want? And she obsessed for like a couple of days. And I was like, okay, is it the smell of like the fixative or like the wax that I put on it afterwards to seal the artwork? And I could not figure it out. I ended up putting these in a different spot, and she was still obsessing over them. And then finally, I put them away in a little sketchbook that I'm not using right now to hide them from her. So interlude over, and let's go back to the main video. So I still had a piece here, so I figured I'll just swatch it on that as well, because there is a difference in the paper quality and texture, I suppose. We can all agree on that, right? All right, so the next one is Aurora Pink. Wait, this is supposed to be pink. Oh no, I suppose the granulating part is what's gonna look pink, right? To all you professional watercolor users out there. Oh my gosh. It's just so funny how they look so different in the pan. They look brown. We'll let that dry. See if we see a difference. All right, so this one's orange. Next one. It's super cool though. I love the idea of this. No, I am doing it wet on dry on the paper. Probably would be slightly different if I did it wet on wet. I'll try to not go as big for the next two colors and then just try wet on wet afterwards. So the next one is Aurora Blue. I'm whispering. I'm just so mesmerized. Oh, I almost dipped in the wrong one. Okay. I am seeing like on this paper here, I am seeing like the difference, like the granulation. It does look weird on this paper, but I am seeing it. So the next one is Aurora Violet. Because obviously the art creation paper is not great for watercolors, but that is what I use a lot for sketching and stuff like that, or playing in with all my supplies. Okay, I put way too much water on this. Dab some of that off. I like to really do mixed media. I've been doing some collage the last couple of days, and that's been fun. So this is on the watercolor paper. I'm just gonna spritz an area here. Oh, I got some blooming happening from the other spot, so let's just put that in there. Let's grab some of the blue. See what we get. Now, I'm by no means a professional artist, so I literally just love to play and have fun with supplies. I need to step away for a sec because there's way too much water. And you know, they say like there's an artist on YouTube. She was saying that like even for beginners to try to get the supplies that's good for your budget, but get like the good quality supplies that fits your budget, especially if you want to try to make money off of your art pieces. I would love to make pet portraits. All right, so these are wet on wet. Really like the effects that it's giving. I am seeing like on this paper, I don't know if it's focusing. I hope it's focusing. So like there's like some pinks that are seeping in, and there's like a reddish hue to this blue. And I can see now, like, even though it's labeled orange, but it's like a brown with like green effects to this one. This one's supposed to be the Aurora red. I find I see more of the red in these swatches, but they're really nice. Those are really nice. What else do I have to swatch? I think I've got these and I'm going to make a mess with the watercolors. Set that aside. I do have a Posca section on here. Let me see if I can find it. Rather than pause the video. Oh, here we go. Posca. Do I have any pieces of paper here? So let's take a minute and to swatch these. These are obviously not that exciting. You know, these are like extra fine, but like the marker itself is really tiny. Now that I'm holding it in my hands, I feel like, yeah, let's see the difference. But yeah, I thought I would use these gold and silver markers just to do like some fine details and abstract work. I do like, I'm trying to figure out like what do I like to do in art. I'm noticing that like I'm losing interest in watching artist videos on YouTube, except for the ones I follow, that I follow regularly, from the art communities that I've joined and stuff like that. So like every time I get a notification that they have a new video, like I get excited and I support their channel and watch their videos. But like lately I've been having a hard time of like really connecting with other videos and other artist videos, and and I think it's just because like by continuing to watch other YouTubers and other artists, like I watch at what they're doing and like I feel like I'm trying to be too much like what other artists are doing, and I'm trying to figure out like what is it that you like to do. And I recently hit 1 year of starting a YouTube channel just for the sole purpose of um, just documenting like what I'm doing and stuff like that. Like I don't post often. I've mentioned like I'm not a professional artist. It's kind of like I have a hard time just like telling myself like, oh, I should probably record myself doing this. I posted a quick short the other day of me working on an embroidery project, and that came from inspiration from another artist on YouTube that I started following. And I love seeing the artists that are multidisciplinary, where they don't follow a specific niche. And so that really inspires me, because a lot of people say like, oh, you should niche down, but honestly I feel like with art you should explore like everything that you can explore. um if I could, I would try pottery, kind of thing, right? Like I'm just the type of person, I want to try everything. And so I've reaccumulated a bunch of stuff in the last year, and I hit 1 year of getting back to my artistic side, and I I'm just glad that I kept with it. In this 1 year, I had discovered Art Hand Party, which is hosted by Melissa Martin Art here on YouTube, and by finding that channel, I've been drawing and doing stuff in sketchbooks. And just in this past week, I've been really thinking on the dwelling of like, well, I don't know what to watch. There's not much speaking to me anymore on YouTube except for those that I follow, and I, watch their videos when they come out. And I'm like, well, like, what is it that you want to do? Because I just feel like when I sit there to try to do something in my sketchbook, I'm like thinking of what other artists are doing, and I'm like, well, I don't know if I want to do that. And I feel like I'm just staring at a blank page, and I don't know what I want to do in the sketchbook. And is it this one here? Like, I just did this the other day, and I'm like, well, just that was fun to do. There's nothing really on the other page here just yet, and I did make a post about this on my Instagram page. This is just a collage, but like this came out of an intuitive paint splatter on just putting paint all over. So I did a collage of that with it to create a creature out of it. I did uh, these two. They were I did that one on the 26th. I did that one 2 days later. I did this one yesterday, I believe. But again, like this is shaped like a horse, and it's just something I saw in blotches of paint that I put all over on paper. Same thing with the owl. The owl I drew in, but like the outline of it, I caught my eye on a piece of paper that I had, and then I collaged behind it and put those on top. So like I'm discovering that like I really like to work intuitively than rather than trying to work on specific pieces in my sketchbook. So this is why I have a lot of stuff. I get a lot of stuff. I just need to teach myself or tell myself that I need to use the stuff. Hence why I got like that really big mixed media paper book that I got. So with all this rambling said, those are the supplies that I got, and I can't wait to play more with them and be more experimental with different media. I really like the idea of mixed media instead of just doing specific things. But before I go, I let you go. I want to show you. Um, I'm going to show you one because it's mine. It's my cat. I still need to find a frame for it. Um, I want to show you this one. I do have another one made, but it's for one of my clients, and just in case she happens to find my channel. I don't want her to see it. I'd rather just surprise her with it. I've been kind of like looking at Facebook friends pictures and seeing like what pets I could paint. So, and I went to practice and stuff like that. So like I practiced a little one of one of my dogs, and I really like this one, how this one came out versus the original one that I made. I'm pretty sure I made a post on that one too. If not on YouTube, definitely on my Instagram account. But yeah, like it's kind of like a style like that I kind of like want to do for pets, where I do like a line drawing of some kind of the animal with ink, and then go with watercolor and other media on top to add for color, or just do like a line work on mixed media paper. And I still need to order mixed media paper to practice on that would be appropriate for pet portraits. So to sell basically. Right now I'm practicing, and then once I've had enough practice and I have a bit of a little portfolio accumulated, I'll be advertising for that to get done. So this has been a long enough video, and thank you if you've stayed to hear my ranting, my yapping, I guess. I didn't think that I would talk too much on this time around because it was mostly an art haul video. But thanks for listening if you stayed this long, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.